All right, good afternoon and welcome to Iyun Shulchan Aruch. Today is Hilchos Tefillin. We're learning Siman Lamed Ches about some people that are potter from wearing tefillin. Certain times you're potter from wearing tefillin. I really want to discuss Halacha Ches over here, and then we'll branch off to a couple other halachas that we mentioned in the Siman. Kos Tefillin Mezuzos Heim V'Tagreim V'Tagre Tagreim Chaloskim Melacha Shemayim P'tur Me'Hanachas Tefillin Kol Yom Mezuzos B'Krishas Kriyash Shema Tefillah. If you're a sofer, in a Judaica store, even now you're not a sofer. Sofer sold their merchandise to you. You're selling Sifrei Torah, you're selling zizos, you're selling shofars to people, you're selling Nagelwasser cups, all the good stuff, the Gedolim cards, you're selling them all. Now, as long as you're selling the stam, the Sifrei Torah zizos, and the Gemara says you mocher tcheles. Right now we have tcheles. You're selling tcheles. You're going to be potter. Now, there's a Gemara in Sukkah. It's a very clear Gemara on the top of Sukkah Chavav Manal. Look up the Gemara yourself. It does not say exactly what the Shulchan Aruch says. It says they are potter. Not only that, they're potter not only from tefillin, umina kriyat shma, umina tefillah, umikol mitzvahs ha'amuris b'Torah. L'kayim dir b'yosi aglili she'er oisi glili. Omer osek mitzvah potter mitzvah. Not that you're chayav b'shas kriyat shma and tefillah. No, you're even potter from kriyat shma and tefillah and all the mitzvahs in the Torah. Why does it say these three mitzvahs? All the mitzvahs in the Torah. Osek mitzvah potter min mitzvah. Why does it say those? So, I think the obvious answer is because these are easy mitzvahs to do. Kriyat shma, how long does it take? 2 minutes. Tefillah, 2 minutes. Tefillin, according to a lot of posts we learned yesterday, you can only put on for 1 second if you don't say the mitzvah. Very easy to do these mitzvahs. Still, even if you're not the one actually writing the Sefer Torah, you're a tagar, you're a merchant, you're selling them, or you're selling it to somebody else who's going to sell it. You're potter kol hayom, you're potter the entire day. Now the Ramah adds in over here. He says if there's no tircha, then you have to do it. This is based on a Ran, I think in the Masechah Sukkah. So obviously, he's learning. This Ran is learning that the reason you can't do osik mitzvah potter mitzvah is because physically you're unable to do the other mitzvah because you're osik in one mitzvah, so you don't have the possibility of doing the other mitzvah. But the Ramah is that if there's no tircha, right, if the tefillin is on you or something like that, right, so go do another mitzvah. If you're in the Judaica store, no one's coming in. Do the mitzvah. You're not losing out. There's no tircha involved in the mitzvah. And that's then the Mishnah Berurah asks if you're just makayim a mitzvah, right? Is if you're doing you're picking up an aveda, you're doing something actively, so then you're potter on a mitzvah. If you're doing it passively, the tefillin is sitting on you. Go do another mitzvah. You're not potter on a mitzvah. That's why if you're technically in the mitzvah, according to a lot of posts, coming to tefillin the whole day. So technically, I should be potter from all the mitzvahs, right? I should potter all the mitzvahs. We don't say that. We say that you're makayim the mitzvah in that case. There are other opinions. Osik mitzvah potter min mitzvah is a different way, a svara of learning, a different logic. Osik mitzvah potter min mitzvah. It's not that I don't have the ability to do it. Osik mitzvah potter min mitzvah. It creates a ptur. Once I'm doing a mitzvah, so that potters the other mitzvah. It's a ptur. It's more londish. It's more sounds fancier. Once I'm doing a mitzvah, I'm exempt from the mitzvah. It's no chiyav. The Torah wasn't mechayev mean another mitzvah. Even if you could do the other mitzvah, the Torah is not mechayev you in the mitzvah. I would like to suggest maybe a third reason, or maybe just as an explanation of the second reason, where it would be usher to actually do another mitzvah while you're doing it. And I think really this is the Kavan of the Gemara. Gemara says in other places, "Ein osu mitzvahs chavilos." For example, the Gemara in Psachim says that we don't say too many endings of a bracha in Shemona Esrei on a Yom Tov that coincides with Rosh Chodesh, or different Yom Tovim and Rosh Chodesh together, and benching and Shemona Esrei. We don't say such a long ending. Ein osu mitzvahs chavilos. We don't do mitzvahs in bundles. So what is the meaning? Ein osu mitzvahs chavilos. So I like to suggest that is really what's going on. The reason osik mitzvah potter min mitzvah, because when you're doing one mitzvah, if you look at mitzvahs as an obligation and things I don't really want to do, but I have to do, so you'd say, okay, listen, I don't have to do it, but I don't really want to do it. So if I can fit in another one, I'll fit in another one. It's a little more tsar to me. But if you know that, and I'm trying to explain in Shulchan Aruch the importance of mitzvahs and the real meaning behind mitzvahs, is that mitzvahs you're supposed to enjoy. That they're a blessing mitzvahs. They're something you're supposed to enjoy. And when you have something you want to enjoy, you want to clear your schedule. You want to make sure there's no distractions. You focus your mind on it to enjoy that mitzvah. So, ein osim mitzvahs chavilos. You don't want to do too many mitzvahs at once. And when you're doing one mitzvah, even if you're just makayim the mitzvah, you shouldn't be doing other mitzvahs because you're focusing now on that mitzvah. You're focusing on that mitzvah. I run a Judaica store, but I'm doing a mitzvah. You know, I'm making money off of it. I'm doing it for the mitzvah also. And I think Mishnah Berurah says if you're doing it only for the money, then you wouldn't be potter. I don't think it doesn't say that in the Gemara. Obviously, you're making money off this. You're doing a mitzvah. You're helping other people get Sefer Torah, Tefillin, Mezuzos, and Tzitzis, or anything they need. So you're potter min mitzvah. Ain't also mitzvah chavilas. It's isser. It's an isser. It's not just you're potter. You're potter, and it's usser. It's usser to do other mitzvahs because you're not going to let yourself enjoy that mitzvah. When you're doing a mitzvah, when you're sitting in a sukkah, you shouldn't do it another mitzvah because you have to enjoy the mitzvah of sukkah. When you're shaking a lulav, you shouldn't do it on the mitzvah. And that's why it says that stam they're potter even from Kriya Shema and Tefillah, short mitzvahs and Tefillin, any mitzvahs they're potter because they have to enjoy that mitzvah. They're partaking in a mitzvah. What exactly the enjoyment is, that's my job to explain to you, and I'm gonna take you through Shulchan Aruch, and we're gonna find out the sod really. The hidden reason in Iyun Shulchan. I can't tell you these reasons. I can hint to them in the regular share, but I can't tell you them because again, these are my opinion. Is not the accepted version of the Shulchan Aruch. The version of the Shulchan Aruch, most of the mitzvahs are tirchas, and they're things we wouldn't want to do. People don't enjoy doing mitzvahs, unfortunately. Nowadays, we don't really do it in the proper way, the mitzvahs. So that's the reason, and it would be usher, not like the Shulchan Aruch. It's usher. Once you're doing it, you're usher, not I have 2 minutes here. I can sneak in a Kriya Shema and a Tefillah with my Tefillin on, And we talked at the beginning also, someone who's done a goof nucky. He has stomach problems. He has a virus. He's going to the bathroom. So the Mishnah Berurah says, so really not supposed to wear it. It's usher. Even the Mishnah Berurah admits it's usher to wear your Tefillin anytime you might pass gas. So he says, but if you know you could hold out for 2 minutes to say Kriya Shema and 3 minutes to say Shemona Esrei, then you should do it and put on your tefillin. I mean, you're potter and it's aser, the chash. No. This is not the right mind. You're not in the right mindset to do mitzvahs over here. Tefillin is a privilege. It is a privilege, tefillin. It's a privilege to wear tefillin. As I mentioned, that the idea behind tefillin is cheshbon hanefesh. I really believe cheshbon hanefesh actually can have enjoyment to it. You could actually, it's sort of like, it's like maybe like scotch. I wouldn't say bourbon. I don't know. Scotch is better than bourbon, apparently. Single malt scotch. It's an acquired taste. It's like beer. It's like wine. These things are acquired tastes. At first, it's not fun to want to stop and say, did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing to make my decision? But if you get into the habit of at night to make a cheshbon nefesh, the morning to make a cheshbon nefesh, every time you make a decision, your life becomes full of order, full of meaning. And you realize you're on the right track. Literally, you're on the train tracks. You're on the right track. You're riding the train. When you're riding the train, right? It's fun to ride the train. Avi Rodenberg says, "Come on and ride the train. Step on board. Take your ticket. No two are the same." Right? Avi Rodenberg said it's fun to ride the train, right? I mean, you're not maybe in the boxcar where they're just thinking this ride's forever. This ride will never end. No, you know the ride's going to end. Eventually you're going to die. But it gives you a certain enjoyment to give meaning to your life. There is an enjoyment in having meaning in life and living a meaningful life. Not your whole life shouldn't be meaningful, but you should have fun in life also. But living a meaningful life, we are given that bechira. We're giving it for a reason. It's difficult. It's not easy in the beginning, but eventually it's like riding a train, In the beginning it's hard. You have to pay some money. You have to get on the train. You have to watch the gap. But when you get on the train, it just goes, it goes smoothly. If you get in the custom and the habit of making a cheshbon nefesh every day, it's no longer that I have to think about making a decision. Oh, wait, should I make a decision over here? It's just decisions come naturally and they flow into your mind, and you're able to make decisions quicker and better and faster, and actually enjoy it a little bit also. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you tomorrow for Siman Lamed Tet 39. Have a good day. Bye.